Can a brand that sold shock every sell sincerity? By 2025, the world's loudest fashion brand had nothing left to say.
Critics are accusing the brand now of crossing the line in this latest campaign.
Balenciaga built the future of fashion and then got trapped inside it.
Hello everyone, today I will be presenting a detailed analysis of one of the most controversial and widely discussed public relations crises of 2022, the Balenciaga scandal. This case became global within hours and is particularly relevant for PR communication, branding and ethics. In this presentation, I will walk you through the background of the brand, the specific actions that caused the crisis, how the public reacted, how the crisis escalated, the company's response, and finally what lessons modern organizations can learn from this situation. My goal is to show how a single marketing decision can transform into a full-scale PR disaster if not managed responsibly. Before we analyze the crisis itself, it's important to understand the context. Balenciaga is one of the most influential and trend-setting luxury fashion houses today. The brand is known for pushing boundaries, challenging traditional aesthetics, and using shock value to capture attention. In recent years, Balenciaga has built a strong image among younger generations, especially through collaborations with celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, and through viral runway concepts. Their marketing strategy often relies on provoking discussion, sometimes even controversy, because this brand already had a reputation for taking risks, which made them vulnerable when a risk finally backfired. In November 2022, Balenciaga released a holiday advertising campaign that instantly attracted negative attention. The campaign featured young children holding teddy bears dressed in outfits inspired by BDSM and fetish fashion, including leather straps, chokers, and harnesses. The sets included alcoholic drinks, messy environments, and overall visual that many consumers considered disturbing and inappropriate. The problem was not just the presence of these objects, it was the combination of children with adult-themed imagery. For many people, it crossed a moral and ethical line, because children are a very sensitive subject in society. The reaction was immediate and intense. The public reaction wasn't just strong, it was explosive. There are few reasons for this. First, anything involving children triggers a high emotional response. People felt that campaign sexualized children, which is one of the most serious accusations any brand can face. And second, Balenciaga is a global luxury brand. Their campaigns are seen worldwide, which means their backlash also spread globally within minutes. And third, social media played a major role. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok amplified the criticism. Influencers, parents, activists, and regular users all joined in the discussion. Hashtags called for boycott went viral, and millions of people viewed the campaign images within the first 24 hours. What made the crisis even worse was around the same time, people discovered another Balenciaga campaign that included legal documents related to child pornography laws. In one of the photo shoots, a handbag was placed on top of a printed court document from a US Supreme Court case involving child exploitation. This detail caused even more outrage. For many viewers, this looked intentional, as if the brand was making a hidden reference. Even if it was unintentional, it showed a huge lack of oversight and quality control. At this point, the controversy was no longer just about a bad campaign. It became a story about negligence, ethics, and organizational responsibility. Many celebrities distanced themselves from Balenciaga. Kim Kardashian, who had a very close relationship with the brand, publicly stated that she was disgusted and shaken. However, she hesitated to cut ties fully, which caused further debate online. Influencers who previously promoted Balenciaga started removing posts. Parents, children protection organizations, and activists demanded consequences. Millions of people online questioned how such imagery could have been approved by a global team of professionals. When the backlash started, Balenciaga's initial reaction was slow and defensive. Instead of acknowledging their responsibility, the brand tried to blame their photographers, the creative team, and external partners. This strategy made their situation worse for two reasons. It looked like the brand was avoiding accountability. People felt that the apology was not sincere. In crisis management, sincerity and speed are essential. Balenciaga felt it both in the beginning. After seeing that the crisis was escalating further, Balenciaga changed its approach. The brand issued a second apology, much more sincere, detailed, and responsible. They took ownership of the issue and announced specific corrective actions. All controversial campaigns were removed, internal investigations were launched, the brand cut ties with several creative partners, stricter internal review systems were introduced, a new set of child protection guidelines was developed. The CEO personally addressed the public. This shift from denial to responsibility is a key part of a modern PR practice. This case reveals deep problems inside Balenciaga's organizational structure. First, the internal approval process clearly failed. Multiple teams, creative directors, stylists, marketing managers, legal teams reviewed the campaign, yet nobody flagged their problem. This suggests that the culture inside the company may have encouraged pushing boundaries without considering ethical consequences. It also shows a gap between creative ambition and social awareness. Second, Balenciaga misjudged public sensitivity. They underestimated how audiences would interpret the imagery in the documents. This demonstrates the importance of understanding cultural context, especially for global brands. Balenciaga's scandal offers several important lessons that all brands should remember. Ethics must come before creativity. Shock value can attract attention, but not all boundaries should be crossed. Internal review processes must be strong. Every campaign should be checked from ethical, cultural, and legal perspectives. Public sensitivity must be respected, especially on topics like children, violence, or sexuality. Response speed matters. A slow apology can turn a small crisis into a global one. Take responsibility immediately. Blaming others damages trust. Transparency can rebuild reputation. Admitting mistakes and taking corrective action is the best PR strategy. In conclusion, the Balenciaga scandal is a powerful example of how quickly a brand's reputation can collapse when ethical boundaries are ignored. It shows the importance of responsible communication, cultural awarenesses, and strong crisis management. For students and professionals in PR marketing and communication, this case is a reminder that creativity must always be balanced with social responsibility. And in a digital world where information travels instantly, one mistake can become a global crisis within hours.
And the final taking point, I believe Balenciaga didn't handle the crisis professionally and ethically at the beginning, because the brand tried to shift the blame and delayed a proper apology. However, later they took more responsible actions, such as removing the campaign, apologizing, and implementing stricter internal controls. Overall, the response was improved but still insufficient.
Thank you for listening. I hope this presentation helped you understand the full scope of the Balenciaga's crisis and why it is an important case study for PR and communication.